The lake took my brother. 10 years later, he came back. Wrong. We buried an empty casket. That's what you do when the lake doesn't give the body back. My brother, Nathan, was 10 when he vanished beneath the water. 1 second he was laughing, splashing near the dock, the next, gone. No bubbles. No struggle. Just, gone. They dragged the lake for days. Divers, boats, helicopters. Nothing. It was like the lake had swallowed him whole. 10 years passed. We moved on, or at least pretended to. My parents divorced. Mom started drinking. I stopped talking about Nathan. It hurt too much. Then last week, he came back. I was in the kitchen when I heard the front door creak open. Mom screamed. I ran in, and there he was. Nathan. Same face. Same eyes. Same clothes from that day. Still 10 years old. But I'm 20 now. And he hadn't aged a day. We called the police. They thought it was a hoax, maybe a runaway kid who resembled him. But the DNA matched. The fingerprints. Even the chipped tooth he got when he fell off his bike at 6. It was him. But it wasn't. He was quiet. Too quiet. He stared too long. Blinked too little. He didn't cry. Didn't ask where Dad was. Didn't ask why I was so big now. He just said, "I missed you, Emma," and hugged me. His skin was cold. Damp. At night, I heard him talking to himself in the guest room. I pressed my ear to the door. He wasn't speaking English. It was a guttural language, like choking and hissing mixed together. I felt sick just listening to it. The next morning, I found dead fish on the doorstep. Wet footprints leading to his room. Water pooling beneath his bed, even though he hadn't left the house. Mom wouldn't listen. She was convinced it was a miracle. Her baby had come back. But I watched Nathan sit outside for hours, staring at the lake like it was calling to him. Sometimes he'd hum a tune I didn't recognize. And the birds would stop singing. The trees would go still. Yesterday, I found a notebook in his backpack. Pages filled with that same strange language. And drawings, twisted shapes rising from water, long limbs, mouths full of teeth. At the center of every page was a black circle. The lake. That night, I woke up to the sound of water. Nathan was standing in the hallway. Dripping. Eyes completely black. He said, "It's almost time." I locked my door after that. This morning, I went to the sheriff. I showed him the notebook. He flipped through it and laughed nervously. "I think your brother needs therapy," he said. When we got back to the house, Nathan was gone. We found him at the lake. Standing waist deep in the water, facing the middle. Still. Like a statue. I called out. He didn't move. The sheriff waded in, grabbed his arm, and screamed. His skin began to blister. Smoke rose where they touched. The sheriff stumbled back, fell into the water. Nathan turned, eyes glowing faint blue. He smiled. The sheriff drowned in less than a foot of water. Pulled under by nothing. Nathan walked out. Dry. Not a single drop on him. Mom still wouldn't believe it. She said I was traumatized, making things up. She said Nathan just needed time. That night, I heard her scream. I found her in the hallway, face pale, clutching the bathroom door. Inside, written across the mirror in something thick and red. Return what was taken. She moved out that night. I stayed. I had to know. I set up a camera in Nathan's room. Watched the footage at dawn. He didn't sleep. Just stood at the window, watching the lake. At 3:07 a.m., he he began to whisper in that same horrible language. Something moved outside. Something big. I could see trees bending. The reflection on the water shifted. He turned to the camera. Smiled. As if he knew I was watching. I shut off the recording. Today is the 10th day since he came back. I went to the lake alone. I stood where he had disappeared all those years ago. The water was still. Too still. I whispered his name. Not Nathan. The one he'd written over and over in the notebook. Yarnak. The surface rippled. And I understood. Nathan didn't come back. Something else did. Something ancient. Something hungry. And now it's wearing his skin. It needed a way through. A body. A vessel. That's why the casket was empty. Because the lake never gave him back. It gave us something else. And it wants more. If you're near Black Hollow Lake, leave. Don't go near the water. Don't answer if someone calls your name from the shore. Even if it sounds like someone you love. Especially if it does. If you're still listening, follow and subscribe. And please, don't let the lake choose you next.